pleasure of having our two local bodies come together.
Amen.
And it's not laborsome, it's not cumbersome, it's natural. It's natural, it's like family just coming together. It's a little reunion. That's what it is. A little reunion. Amen. So we'll bring in the new year with a reunion. I was watching the news earlier and they talking about all the people that are going downtown. If you're going out to bring in the new year down on the strip, you gotta bundle up. You gotta come down early, you gotta park far away and then walk all the way back to the strip.
Yes.
Because they're closing the strip. You can't drive to the strip to park on the strip. You gotta park away from the strip and walk to the strip. Make sure you bundle up. It's gonna be cold on the strip. You'll be out there watching the fireworks and everything, but people are pressing their way out there to be cold. To watch them fireworks. We see, I'm glad we pressed our way.
Amen.
To see these fireworks. Amen. That no man can set up. Because they showed the fireworks people up on the rooftops and all of this. And if the wind gets too strong, the fireworks can't go off.
Yes.
So you know what? But if the wind gets strong outside, our fireworks get that much stronger in here.
Amen. Amen.
And the city of Las Vegas paid these people millions of dollars to set up this show. Millions of dollars because the shows only gonna last like 10, 15, 20 minutes. See? We ain't paying them to have this eternal fireworks show. We sang, open up singing, I will love you forever. That's a forever fireworks show.
Yes.
That's a forever fireworks show. We living in a miraculous time. We living in the right now, which is a miracle time. God, there's no miracle that took place in the Word that was set up. It was all impromptu. It was all spontaneous, if you will.
Amen.
It wasn't on the schedule. It wasn't on the schedule. And a lot of things that Jesus did would have driven a type A personality just crazy. Jesus, you got all these people out here. You got no chairs. You didn't set up. You didn't set up a caterer. Ain't nobody taking names. Ain't nobody registered. We don't know who's here. We don't know who's not here. You're like, sit down and be quiet. Sit down and be quiet. But see, that's the crux of the Word. And that's why we're here tonight. Just to gather together and break the bread of life. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. But we're not like real super formal with it. I'm not the greatest, most organized person. My wife will tell you that in a heartbeat. And she'll be telling the truth. And I won't deny it. But the thing is, see, all of this is going down because a lot of people came together who loved the Lord. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Let's get to the word for tonight. I really ought to just hand you the Bible because you opened up with one of the verses that I'm on. We're done.
We're not done, brother. We're not done.
When he said Lamentations, don't go to 3. Chapter 3. He can't be in them verses 22 and 23. But that's all part of it. That's all part of it.
Amen.
That's all part of it. Amen. That's one Holy Spirit doing His thing, just showing us that really all our planning and everything is just the sideshow.
Amen.
And that He's the main event to all of this. I want you to open up to Psalm 118. And go to verse 22. We'll read verses 22 through 24 aloud, and I'm reading from the New King James Version. Jesus. Yes. Verse 22 says, the stone which the builders rejected has become the chief cornerstone. This was the Lord's doing. It is marvelous in our eyes. This is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Amen. Now let's go back to Lamentations. Chapter 3, verses 22 and 23. word says. Thank you. Help. I got some help. Broken Bible. I tell you what. It's not under warranty anymore. Verse 22 says, it is of the Lord's mercies that we are not consumed, because his compassions fail not. They are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness. Thank you, sir. This is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. The Lord's mercies are new every morning. The key element in both of those is that God is talking about a day. We're here to ring in the new year. We're thinking about everything that happened last year, what we can do better this year, what we can do differently, how God got us through so many things, what's ahead of us in the year to come, all the blessings that are coming, all the challenges that are coming, because they're out there. The enemy is out there. He's trying to. He's still mad because he lost in 2014. He lost. Spoiler alert, he lost. Spoiler alert, he's going to lose again in 2015.
Amen.
You know, but he's going to run around and act like he don't know that. But for every trial, every tribulation that we succeeded through in 2014, we're going to have to do it again in 2015. Not because we did anything wrong, but because we did something right. But because we're on that path where he's got to try to, he's just got to try to distract us just enough to where we take our eyes off God. To where we'll question it 1 degree. To where we'll veer off 1 degree from looking at God. Because if he can just get us off that 1 degree right here, 1 degree is 1/16 of an inch. But the further we walk, that 1 degree becomes a 1/16 of a mile. Then it becomes a 1/16 of a country.
Wow.
But we're still just 1 degree off, thinking we're okay. But you see, here we go. How did we get through 2014 the way we did? 1 day at a time. How are we going to get through 2015? 1 day at a time. 1 day at a time. Jesus, the word tells us, take no thought for tomorrow. Because tomorrow has evil sufficient for itself.
Yes.
Has evil sufficient for itself. So if we're trying to jump into tomorrow, we're jumping into evil that's not even intended for us yet. Tomorrow's evil is intended for itself, but we're trying to jump into tomorrow and manage tomorrow. And what do? We just jump right into evil. Stay in today. It's not saying don't plan, because the word says give your plans to the Lord. It's okay to plan. It's okay to think about what's going to happen in 2015, because you got to make plans. You got to be organized. You got to be able to do those things. But don't try to manage March today. Don't try to live July today. Plan for it. Put things in place. But don't try to execute it today. Get through today. Why? Because we got mercy enough for today. New mercy. Fresh mercy. We're not having to operate. God is so good that we don't have to operate off of yesterday's mercy.
Yes.
Not that we wore it out, because God's mercy is something else. And mercy is us not getting what we deserve.
Yes.
Not getting what we deserve. My heart was kind of encouraged, when the brother was, speaking to his children in that loving manner that said, if you don't behave, he just poured out the love, He used the W word. But see, that's love. That's love. And God loves us that way, in that manner, that whatever we have to go through, he's going to allow us to go through. But we just got to get through today. His mercies are new every morning. As good as God's mercy is, we can't wear it out. If he didn't refresh it and renew it every day, we still couldn't wear it out. But the thing is, we get fresh new mercies every morning. Because of God's great love, we're not consumed. We're not taken out. It's his love. So every day, he gives us new mercies. How do we know that it's just God's intention for us to to go day by day. Because when Jesus laid out the model prayer, he got to a point in there where he said, give us this day our daily bread. You see, when he prayed that prayer, when he told the disciples, because the disciples came to him saying, teach us to pray. Not to how to pray, but teach us to pray. Teach us to make prayer, make that back and forth communication with God part of our lives. Teach us to do that. And Jesus said, okay, if you're going to pray, you have to realize that God's going to give you what you need for today. For today. And God is just, he's just reiterating what God has already put in place, what God has already demonstrated. How do we know? We don't have to go back there, but way back in the Old Testament, when he brought the nation of Israel out of bondage. And he was feeding them that miraculous manna.
Yes.
And they had to go and get fresh new manna, not bread, because manna means, what is this? It was strange. They ate it. I might have been hungry for the first couple of days. It was strange. You know, I'm not just diving in like that. I had to see how Bobby's doing over here. You doing all right, man? But no. But he's providing them the manna. But you see, their instruction was, get enough for that day. Get enough for that day. Because if they tried to save it till the next day, when they got up the next day, it spoiled. Because they had to learn to rely on God daily. They had to learn to get only what they would use for that day. If you gathered up a whole lot, whatever you did not use, whatever was not used by your household went bad. And even on the day before the Sabbath, before the rest day, they had to gather up 2 days' worth. They had permission to do that. They had permission to do that. Because all they had to be concerned about was the day. Just that day. 1 day at a time. Get through 1 day at a time. Just get through today. Just get through today. I got 2 coworkers, and they watch that show. I don't know what channel it comes on. It's called The Wire. And they come in. They talk about the lines that people say from the show and everything. And they shared one of them that it was kind of significant to me. A guy was in prison. He was getting ready to get out, and he said, "You only really serve 2 days in prison. No matter how your sentence is, you only really serve 2 days. Your first and your last." Wow, that's kind of deep. Bro, been like 10 years talking about you only serve 2 days. No, bro, you served 3,650 days, bro. You ain't fooling nobody, but you only really serve 2 days. Your first and your last. But that's keeping a perspective on it. Day by day. You get through day by day. God is all we need to be concerned about is today.
Amen.
Today. We make plans for the future. You have to make plans for the future. But you cannot live in the future, and you cannot manage the future. Yes. You must manage today. Yes. You must manage your today. Because back in the desert, when they told the head of the household, go out and gather, you gathered enough for your tent. For what you were responsible for. You weren't responsible for Larry's tent over here. Larry had to handle Larry's tent. Whoever was in charge of Bobby's tent down there had to handle that tent. And they had to get it. We can only manage our today. Get out of somebody else's today. If they ask you for help, help them. If you see that they need help, offer help, but you can't make them manage their today. All we are responsible for is our today. Day by day. I talked to a young man, another young man at work, and he had been disciplined. And he had to go a year without being disciplined again. Otherwise, his job was done. He was done. He's like, man, I don't know if I can go a year without making a mistake. I said, wow. Here's what you got to do. All you got to do is go a day without making a mistake. A day at a time. Get through that day. That's all you got to do. Don't look at July. Don't look at the fact that from January all the way up until March, we got exercises coming up, and there's going to be aircraft on that tarmac, wall to wall, for 3 straight months. Don't look at that. Look at what you have to do today. Let tomorrow worry about itself. You manage today. You get it right today. You do, because God He's already said He's going to give us what we need to get through this day. See, when we wake up tomorrow, today, not yet. When we wake up, after we go to sleep and get up again, see, we get up and we pray that prayer. Give us this day our daily bread. He wants us. That's what God's desire is, to get us through this day. Because if we can get through this day, we'll look up and we'll have a whole lot of todays behind us. Earlier this year, another friend of mine, he celebrated 8 years of pastoring their church, 8 years. And we were invited to a celebration, and afterwards he told me, you know what, God didn't give me 8 years. He gave me 1 day for 8 years. See, so this 1 day thing has been kind of stuck in my craw for a while. And the significance of it is that don't be overwhelmed with all the responsibilities, because we have responsibilities. We have everything, but just get through today. God wants us to get through today. That's all He needs us to get through is today. Today's miracle. You wake up tomorrow, God, give us this day our daily bread. Tomorrow's miracle. You wake up and it'll be today's miracle. Amen. Amen. So, day by day. There's a lot of things that just point to it. The old song of the Fifth Dimension, day by day. You know, they didn't know what they were saying. I don't know what their background was. Go on. We're going to pull a solo up in here. Day by day. That's all we have to do. That's all they have to do. That's all we have. If prisoners on TV got it up here to think about, you only serve 2 days in prison. We as believers who have that Jehovah Jireh, that Abba Father, that all we have to do is ask, give us this day our daily bread. He's already rolled new mercies out for us. He's already provided for us. Let us know that day. Then we come back to, this is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Roll out of bed and say, this is the day that the Lord has made. Because if you speak that, if you declare that, if you give life to that in your day, right in the beginning, you will not have a bad day.
Yes.
You have challenges. You have situations that come up. You have things that go awry. But it will not be a bad day. Because if this is the day that the Lord has made, the Lord didn't make nothing bad.
Yes.
So declare an end to your bad days.
Yes.
This is the day the Lord has made. And last time I checked, reading from Genesis all the way back to Revelation, God didn't make no jump.
Yes.
He didn't make nothing bad. Everything God made, everything God created, He looked down and said, it's good.
Yes.
It's good. So He made the day. If He made the day, if this is the day the Lord has made, make that declaration. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Notice what the verse does not say. This is the day that the Lord has made. If it goes well, just before I go to bed, I'm going to give God some praise. I'm going to give God some praise. Woo, let me get through this day. Let this day go without a hitch. This is the day the Lord has made. Whatever challenges come up, the Lord made this day. Whatever challenges come up, I got some bread. I got some mercies. Bread and mercies. If you have to write on your wallet or put in your phone bread and mercies to remind yourself that God has given you something to get through this day, do so. If you got to put a reminder to where it pops up every 10 minutes, bread and mercies. Bread and mercies. You're sitting in a meeting buzzing, your phone going off like, you need to answer that? You're like, no, bread and mercies. It's all good. It's all good. Do that. Bread and mercies. It's all about bread and mercies. Just get through the day. Just get through the day. God is here to get us through the day. That's all He wants us to do. Get through the day. And you'll look up and we'll be here again next year. I'm about, goodbye 2015.
Amen.
Goodbye 2015.
Amen.
get ready to just go to sleep and get up again, and it'll be 2016. Or, no, we ain't gonna do it like that. Okay, just get through the day. That's all God needs us to do. Get through the day. Amen. Amen. And that's the word. Amen. 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 He's so good. Yes, he is. Because once again, I don't know why I keep doing it, but I left out the house and didn't have a note for you. So, all the ones I had written down, I had a bunch of them that talked about the day and everything, and I was going to lay y'all out with the day. Everything was about the day.
Oh, God.
Back there setting up, man. I'm like, oh, y'all see my notes? I ain't got my notes. I don't have my notes. I ain't got my notes. Oh, here we go again. His brother opens it up, and he's got one of the ones off the list. I was like, man, it's all right. It's gonna be all right. Amen. It's gonna be all right. Amen. Amen. But the other side of that is the anticipation and the expectation. Amen. Because I'm just a vessel that God put a word in, and if you all weren't sitting out there with putting a demand on God to receive the word, then I can't do that. So I think your desire for the word, your hunger for the word, your hunger for righteousness. It has to be some kind of hunger for the word to press through a night like tonight. Yes. When they were promising snow, they didn't mean to, but